Your News 5 forecast first from the First Alert Storm Team. Brought to you by the Southwest Alabama Partnership for Training and Employment.
There's no doubt you have felt the humidity increase today and the clouds you notice, but you may not have noticed a few showers far to our east and also far to our west. You will notice them in the days to come. This evening, though, it's smooth, still warm here at News 5 at 80 degrees with a south wind at 8 miles an hour. But get ready for rain. This is the next 4 to 5 days worth of rain. Some of us will look at several inches and maybe even more than that. News 5 at 6 begins right now.
Now on WKRG News 5.
A local woman sentenced for a cross-country adoption scam. How long she could spend behind bars for swindling couples out of thousands of dollars. Plus, the family of Biloxi police officer Robert McKeithen speaks out how they are remembering the senior member of law enforcement. Then,
it's somebody shooting an animal in my home.
An alligator shot and killed at a sanctuary in Baldwin County. Tonight, a message from the owner. And
please help me congratulate the inaugural class of Flight Path 9.
A new work program has high schoolers programming airplanes. A look inside the new Flight Path 9 initiative with Airbus and Governor Kay Ivey.
WKRG News 5 starts right now with breaking news.
Hello, and thanks for joining us. I'm Mel Showers.
And I'm Roseanne Haven. We begin with breaking news. The Mobile woman at the center of a nationwide adoption fraud case that spanned 4 states received her sentence today.
The judge didn't show any mercy on Shireen Guernsey. The News 5's Devin Walsh has covered this case from the very beginning, and she was in the courtroom for the sentencing today.
Yes, Mel and Roseanne, Shireen Guernsey is accused of promising her baby to 3 different families across the country. They paid her thousands of dollars, even though she had no intention of ever giving them her baby. She didn't show a whole lot of remorse, and the judge handed her a 20-year sentence, and she has to serve at least 5 of that.
Shireen Guernsey pleaded guilty to theft, to deceiving hopeful couples in different states. One of those couples was Beth and Rocky from Pennsylvania. They were shocked to learn that she was lying to them.
I don't think you can ever prepare yourself for this person is completely bold-faced lying to me. They have no intention of giving us this child.
At the sentencing today, Guernsey admitted that when it came to one family, she had no intention of handing over her baby to them, even though she took them to her ultrasound appointment and found out the baby was a boy. She then later admitted guilt, saying, quote, "I wasn't thinking clearly. I know what I did was wrong." Richard Shields represented Beth and Rocky, who are still dealing with the emotional toll that Guernsey had on them.
That's a permanent scar. I don't know that anybody ever gets over it, to be honest with you. What I expected to hear from her is some level of remorse for what she did, and as I sat, I heard her just almost explain that she did nothing wrong, and it just infuriated me.
Attorney Jeff Dean believes the sentence was too harsh.
She doesn't have much education. She has a mental illness, bipolar, schizophrenia in her background, easily manipulated, plus a person with those kind of disorders, a lot of times they're manipulative themselves.
Our investigation uncovered Guernsey's long criminal history. She was on probation for several felonies when she promised her baby to several families. And that's why the judge ruled to give her a long sentence. Judge Hambright said, there is one common denominator. The only person who knew what was going on was Shireen Guernsey.
Now, Guernsey had her baby back in January, and she gave the baby boy up for adoption, but not to any of the families who gave her thousands of dollars. By the way, Judge Hambright ordered her to pay back, quote, every single nickel of the money that she stole from those families, which is over $25,000. But she told the judge there was no way that she would ever be able to do that. Mel.
And thank you very much, Devin. The family of murdered Biloxi police officer Robert McKeithen wants everyone to know what a great man he was, and also how much they appreciate your support.
News 5's Nicolette Schleichman joins us now live in the studio to share their message to the community.
Yeah, Roseanne, Mel, Robert McKeithen was shot and killed outside the Biloxi Police Department Sunday night, right by his squad car. He was a 24-year veteran of the force who loved his job.
Everything. That was besides his family, that was his life. Like he loved it.
Officer Robert McKeithen was often described as a family man, and his family is now learning to deal with their loss.
He was always a very good, a friend of mine, and also a father.
Officer McKeithen was killed in an ambush-style attack Sunday night. He was due to retire from the department at the end of the year, but his family says he was just too devoted to the force.
He always talked about retiring, but it was always one of those things like one more year. He loved his job and he really never wanted to quit. It's just, I think something he just, he was more proud to say that he was able to retire than he really wanted to retire, because, you could tell he really was living a dream.
His family says they're overwhelmed by the support and love from the community.
I just didn't think there'd be so many people involved in helping us, and just somebody there with you every step of the way. Somebody's always standing next to you, in the Biloxi Police Department.
There's no word big enough to cover such a massive outpouring of love.
The Mississippi governor has ordered all flags across the state to be flown at half-staff on Monday in Officer McKeithen's memory. Now, McKeithen's funeral will be held Monday afternoon. Live in the studio, Nicolette Schleisman, WKRG News 5.
Thank you, Nicolette. A man charged last week in a bizarre child abuse case from Northwest Florida has died.
News 5's Peter Albrecht is here in our studio with the latest.
Well, 37-year-old Andrew Bennett Ross Elias was accused of systematically abusing his girlfriend's 2-year-old daughter, often while wearing a werewolf mask. Police say he routinely shot the girl with a BB gun and hurt her with a dog shock collar. He often video recorded these sick events. Now Elias is dead and under mysterious circumstances. He was brought to the Escambia County Jail on April 9th on drug and weapons charges. Then a week ago today, authorities brought the child abuse charges against him. That very night, he was taken from the jail to a hospital. He never left the hospital and died there yesterday. Why he was taken to the hospital, what killed him, what happened to him in jail, those are just some of the questions deputies are not answering, citing HIPAA medical privacy laws. An internal investigation is underway. Peter Albrecht, News 5.
We first brought you this update on the WKRG News 5 app. If you would like the latest local and national headlines sent right to your phone, download the app for free in the Google Play and App Store.
Happening today, people are lining up in Panama City for President Trump's rally tonight at 7.
News 5's Cody Long is at Tyndall Air Force Base, where the president landed to tour damage left behind from Hurricane Michael.
President Donald Trump just landed here this evening. You can see Air Force One here at Tyndall Air Force Base in Panama City. This is the president's first tour of this base, but it's his second visit to Panama City since Hurricane Michael made landfall 7 months ago. We're told that the base commander will drive the president around to give him a windshield tour of all the damage. Tyndall Air Force Base is a major economic force here in Bay County. Housing on the base was damaged, as were more than a dozen F-22 fighter jets. Now, some of the hangar roofs are still gone. Some of those are temporary. And after the president leaves here, he will leave on Marine One and then head over to Pier Park at Panama City Beach. And there are thousands of people who are waiting to hear him speak tonight at 7 o'clock. Some are curious if he will announce additional disaster assistance for this area, but we will be here throughout the evening and keep you updated. Back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you, Cody. We have more coverage of today's visit from President Trump on our website. Go ahead and check it out at WKRG.com, also on our Facebook page.
Turning to your weather now. It was a warm and muggy outside day today.
But changes may be on the way, Alan.
Are you ready for rain?
Yeah.
Okay, it's on the way, not all at once, but it's going to ease in here. You'll notice it especially as we move into Friday. Wet weather has stayed mainly to our east this afternoon, and a couple of showers showing up in western Jackson County, western George County, Mississippi. The active weather will be coming from the west over the course of several days, and that's why when you look at this 5-day rainfall projection, you see much higher rain amounts in central Mississippi than you will in the Florida Panhandle, but it gives you the sense that we are about to get wet. Not all at once, just a few showers tonight, scattered showers tomorrow, and then off and on wet weather Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Take advantage of our dry conditions right now in the upper 70s. I've got the rest of the forecast in just a few minutes.
Police are looking for a killer in Summerdale. The victim, a 12-foot alligator at Alligator Alley, one of the most popular tourist stops in South Baldwin County. News 5's Debbie Williams broke this story earlier today and joins us live from Summerdale. And Debbie, the owner is very upset about this.
Not only that, Roseanne, he feels violated, so much so that owner Wes Moore is now offering a $2,000 cash reward for information that would lead them to find out who did this.
Open up wide, big boy. Come on.
Feeding time at Alligator Alley.
It's like giving a dog a bone.
To say owner Wes Moore has a personal relationship with the over 200 alligators that live here.
That's Ralph. Ralph's blind in his left eye. Excuse me, right eye. That's Shorty because he's kind of short.
Would be an understatement.
Hello, ladies.
So when the 12-footer he called Shifty began acting differently last month, he knew something was wrong.
I noticed the alligator was having some issues on the 27th, which was a Friday, and chalked it up as maybe he had eaten something.
But it was much worse. Shifty had been shot. The bullet showing up on X-ray, shattering a lung and lodged in his liver. It was a slow, painful death.
And making that animal suffer. And die, just the most horrible death you could possibly imagine.
Moore had him for 15 years, one of the original gators that helped start the animal park back in 2004.
And I know who he is. He knows who I am. So, we had, we had a relationship that, most people don't have with an alligator.
Yeah. This goes beyond just another alligator. For Moore, this is personal.
It's not just somebody, shooting an alligator. It's somebody coming, into my home, his home, and shooting an animal that's, sorry.
Summerdale police, along with Fish and Wildlife, are investigating this case. Meanwhile, the staff here at Alligator Alley are pouring through more than a month's worth of security camera footage. They have cameras all over this property. They're hoping to find out who shot and killed Shifty. Live on the Baldwin County beat in Summerdale, Debbie Williams, WKRG News 5.
Oh, we're sorry for Wes.